The Victoria Waterfront development spans over an area of 23 hectares from the area designated as Cruise Ship Terminal at the commercial port and includes land on the seaside along Latanya Road, 5th June Avenue, Laurier Road, and to the southern premises of IoT. The Victoria Waterfront development includes the need for land reclamation of a total area of 5.621 hectares of land. This includes additional expansion to the ex-children's playground and existing Ilodul Island. Following guidelines derived from the Victoria Masterplan, a concept plan for Victoria Waterfront was created, taking into account particular attention to diversity of land use, building heights, housing typology, public realms, movement network with emphasis on the use of public transport and creating a pedestrian-friendly environment. In terms of land use planning aspect, mixed uses are being proposed in the waterfront development. These are demarcated as areas with striped red and yellow. Mixed uses will provide for retail on ground floor, office, or any other compatible use with residential and residential or apartments on top floors. Areas of mixed uses can also be defined as areas of entertainment hubs, providing activities for various demography, such as bowling, cinema, and nightclubs, just to name a few examples. Areas demarcated as orange in color and highlighted with yellow circles are areas of retail on ground floor and residential on top floor. These areas will also provide for restaurants, bars and bistros, food court, open terrace, and alfresco dining. The Victoria Waterfront will also provide an opportunity for development of a town hotel located on the northern side of the Victoria Bay as outlined in red in the slide. Areas with asterisks are areas of potential iconic buildings. The proposed reclamation of Ilodul will also cater for residential development as demarcated in yellow. As a means to connect the whole development with the seaside, an esplanade has been proposed along the bay indicated by the blue line. Adding character, sense of place, and depicting the Creole culture, the moorings and related activities associated with artisanal fishing will remain in the Victoria Waterfront. An open fish market is also being proposed as a means to cater for the overspill of selling fish from the Sir Selwyn Clark market. A marina is also proposed as part of the Ilodul development. The marina will provide moorings for yacht club and marine charter services as they will have to be relocated to Ilodul given construction of the intra-island connector, that is, the Victoria Bypass, as we all know, will restrict underpass of boats with long masts. Approximately 1,393 hectares of land will be dedicated for the development of the Maritime Museum. This is located in area hatched in blue. The historical trail as proposed by the Maritime Museum development will be integrated as part of the Esplanade. The existing naval services, as per recent discussion at ministerial level, will be relocated to a suitable area outside the Victoria Bay. This is to open up development opportunity in the Victoria Waterfront and to achieve continuous pedestrian flow on the Esplanade along the bay and to improve water quality. The following slides provides a visual example of housing typologies proposed on the waterfront development. Number 1, a housing typology with single multi-courtyard apartment above retail. Number 2, a housing typology with single multi-apartment above retail. Number 3, are urban villas located along the western edge of Ilodul. Number 4, are mixed uses. This will consist of apartments above retail. And number 5, are townhouses only. In terms of building height, buildings of ground plus 4 to ground plus 5 are located along the main road. Buildings of ground plus 3 to ground plus 4 are located along the seaside. The gradual decrease in height is to allow air circulation and to avoid obstruction of the sea view. Building heights along the seaside of developments on Ilodu will be ground plus 2 to ground plus 3. The development also emphasizes in creating good public room to achieve places of meeting points, green open spaces with public art and public seating, and green landscaping so as to avoid a concrete jungle development. Areas demarcated as A will provide for water recreational activities. B are areas with public seating in plaza and green open spaces. Areas demarcated as C are areas which will provide for entertainment platforms for live entertainment with public seatings. Areas demarcated as D and E are green parks on the Waterfront Esplanade and Ilodu Esplanade. The master plan also takes into account the improvement of water circulation of existing lagoons and water in the Victoria Bay. With a proposed drainage connecting from existing lagoons to Victoria Basin, hard edge and soft edges can be created to make use of these spaces for public art and public seating. In terms of transport movement, the waterfront development will be serviced by the bus loop services from the northern and southern bus terminal. A multi-story parking on both northern and southern end will make provision for park and ride facilities. The Victoria Waterfront aims to create a pedestrianised precinct, hence, parking is carefully managed and priority is given only to tenants. In terms of transport movement, the waterfront development will be serviced by the bus loop services from the northern and southern bus terminal. A multi-story parking on both northern and southern end will make provision for park and ride facilities. The Victoria Waterfront aims to create a pedestrianised precinct, hence, parking is carefully managed and priority is given only to tenants. The intra-island connector, referred to as the Victoria Bypass, will function at the speed of 60 km per hour or 40 km per hour. The northern part of the intra-island connector will be in the form of a bridge and the southern part will be at grade. A national competition will be launched for the design of an iconic bridge. The bridge will also be used for lighting and firework display for festive and national events. Part of the Esplanade will underpass the intra-island connector. A pedestrian footbridge will connect with the Esplanade of Ilodu from the mainland where the yacht club is currently located. In terms of implementation, Phase 1 of the development includes the area at the ex-children's playground. This will include retail units on ground floor to first floor with residential units above, and the buildings will be of height of ground plus 4 to ground plus 5. It is intended to provide, in Phase 1, a total of 6 buildings. There will be approximately 16 to 20 units of 1 to 3 bedrooms per buildings. In Phase 1, there will be a need to consider communal courtyard garden plaza to provide for alfresco dining, public seating, and kiosks for selling of artisanal products. In total, there will be a gross floor area of 23,760 meters square for retail. In Phase 1, there will be a need to consider the establishment of service road to access the waterfront development at Stage 1. Alongside Phase 1, the southern multi-story parking should also be considered. Phase 2 of development includes retail units on ground floor, office space, or additional use compatible with retail and residential on first floor, with residential units above. The buildings will be of ground plus 4 to ground plus 5. There will be a total of 4 buildings, and it will provide to 10-15 units of 1 to 3 bedrooms per buildings. This will provide for a total of 60 residential units for Phase 2. In implementation of Phase 2, the creation of the northern waterfront esplanade and green space should also be considered. In Phase 2, there will be a gross floor area of 5,968 meters square for retail and a gross floor area of 5,968 meters square for office space or other compatible uses. Phase 3 will be implemented after the completion of reclamation. Phase 4 and Phase 5 will be implemented after the relocation of the existing uses.